Alright, everyone, we're back for another episode. Today we are going to be talking about something that I think might be kind of interesting to go into more detail and things like that about certain aspects that I feel not a lot of people cover. And that would be how certain cars and things affect the industry and what to look out for in the future and things like that. So, today we're going to be discussing Challenger and Mustang. Not Charger, just Challenger. So, every few months, every quarter, the figures are displayed for things like the main ones that America cares about a lot of the time. America. What we care about a lot is truck sales and muscle car sales. That's what gets put out. No one's dying to know which compact sedan is selling the best, things like that. A lot of people want to know which truck is selling the best, mainly because it is fairly interesting. Normally it's about second place, because we all know F-150 is going to have first place. It's cheaper, it's a bit more known and things like that. So it's a lot easier for someone that knows nothing about trucks to go into an F-150 than someone that might look into vehicles a lot. Exterior-wise, I think Chevrolet is my favorite. Interior-wise, I think Dodge is my favorite. I also like Dodge's base model 5.7 liter for the 1500, but whatever. Today we're going to be talking about something that was really interesting, was that Challenger outsold Mustang this last quarter for the first time ever. At least, I guess, since they've both been back. Technically, I don't know if Challenger... I don't know how much sales were looked at when the vehicles were first being made, things like that. So, as of right now, for the first time since all vehicles are back, Camaro, Challenger, Mustang. Challenger outsold both of those two. Technically, we can add Camaro, but no one really... Camaro is going to be dead last. Camaro's just not selling well. People don't like the new platform as much as some others. I do, again. I like Chevrolet's lineup right now. I think all the vehicles look really nice. But the Camaro exterior wasn't just polarizing. It was mainly disdained. People didn't like it. I liked it. A couple of my friends like it, but I guess I get when people don't like it, the whole black bar thing, which they kind of fixed, but whatever. Now, what's interesting about the Challenger outselling Mustang is Challenger has been damn near the same for ever since it's been made. The biggest updates are to the interior. Otherwise, things like for the exterior, it's the same. It's the same formula. They just keep putting it out. But what they do have is a willingness to do kind of off-the-wall things. It all started with the Hellcat, and that was just wild when that came out. Back in like 2015 or 14, whatever it was. And then they just released the Demon last year, and that's crazy. And then the rumors of the Challenger ACR, which hopefully that's real, because that sounds awesome. But that one definitely have to take with more of a grain of salt. And then the other rumors of what's going to happen in 2023 when they're thinking of doing a Challenger reboot. But Mustang just went through its update in 2014 or 2015. Kind of same year that a Challenger got the Hellcat. So Mustang has been updated and updated and updated. Another big thing is Mustang never went away. Challenger and Camaro both took a hiatus. Mustang continued. The early 2000s all the way till now, it has, and back in 80s, 70s, 60s, it has always been being sold and always been trying to be improved upon. Some years are hard to see where they improved on the car, but whatever. Mustang outselling Camaro is kind of strange because Ford does very well in America. It always sells well. Always. It always typically sells the best in, I don't know about sedans and SUVs, but those two categories it's got typically on lock. But Challenger outsold by 5,000 units, which is a lot. Especially since we're talking about a car that is so specialized. It's a toy car. It's not, sure, they are daily drivers, but they're not seen as your first daily driver. You don't get a muscle car to take the kids to school unless you have the excess money to do so. Probably have another vehicle. Or you're an aspiring YouTuber or something. Now, I have thought that the last couple of years of Ford have been pretty boring. I'm not too excited about the GT 500. It's really cool. I think the GT 350R was awesome. That was a great car. I'm glad they came out with it, bringing back the 350 name, because that is an old name that they kind of haven't used for a little bit. They brought it back. They did a great job. First kind of the American flat plane crank V8s. Now Corvette's doing one. It's cool. Or Corvette might be doing one. I don't. I think the C8R has one, but I don't know. The Challenger has been doing the same thing for a while, but what Challenger has is it really comes down to the look. Mustang has people consider this new age of Mustang that's out right now, the current generation. When it first came out, people were like, "Oh my goodness, what they do to it? It's melting. It looks awful. It's trash." And everyone got used to it. Now you can see a 5.0 going down the road and you go, "Wow, cool car." The 500, the GT 500, looks wicked. It looks awesome. It looks menacing, and the big grille and the wing and stuff like that. But its numbers aren't quite where I'd like them to be. Of course, Ford doesn't have to care what I think. Who cares what I think? I still think that I can't believe that it didn't come with 800 horsepower. Mainly because this is also the most expensive Mustang to ever come around. For if you get it fully tricked out with the carbon fiber wheels and everything, you're looking at a $100,000 Mustang. Actually, I believe $120,000 Mustang. That's expensive for what I would consider more the people's muscle car. Challenger did something wicked with the Demon, and it only cost. I believe its MSRP was actually around 80 grand, although finding one was hard. Just like finding a GT350R when they came out for 50, 60 grand was almost impossible. But since Challenger is also Mustang, and Mustang has been in its current generation for a minute, and Ford likes to reinvent the car every couple of years, also with the 350R being made, we might be looking at like the send-off to the new generation. I think Challenger has sold so well because it looks cool. It still has that muscle car American feeling. Kids, adults, everyone can look at it and go, "Wow, that's cool." Now, some people, when owning them, ended up not liking them as much, but they're still really cool cars on the surface. Even if Mustang can go faster around a track with it, on the street level, it's a cool car. Mustang's really cool as well, but Challenger has gotten meaner and meaner and meaner, not necessarily looks-wise, but it gets a more aggressive engine every couple years. I mean, now we're at the red eye with 797 supercharged horsepower, and that thing's wild. It makes more than the pinnacle of Mustang, and it's been out for a year or so. Red Eye has, and Hellcat's been out for several years, and that's why, like, I think, hopefully, we're probably going to be due for next generation Mustang in a minute, if they continue to make them. That's always big if. Camaro might make a next generation. Talks are that it won't, but we as the consumer don't know what GM is going to do until they announce it. Then we'll know, obviously. But Dodge has been doing something right for a while, and they've just been building their muscle car sales. Everyone could care less about the Durango, the Journey, and the Grand Caravan. Who cares, right? And Grand Caravan is almost, if I'm not mistaken, worst selling minivan. And while I like the way the Durango looks, it's got that big aggressive look. I'd still much rather, if we're going like 3-seaters, I'd still rather go Tahoe or something like that. A lot of people would probably rather go Expedition or Pilot or something. But competition always brings out the best, especially when it is based around a person's dollar. And what I mean by that is companies want your money, and they need your money more than ever, especially with the auto industry on a downward slope. They're going to do whatever they can. I mean, sedans, your modern sedan is the best it's ever been from pretty much every company. I know Impala's going away, but that thing's wicked nice on the inside. I love the new Impalas. Honda Accord is the best it's ever been, and that just got, of course, best sedan in America or whatever. The new Sonata coming out looks amazing, and I really like where Hyundai's at right now, interior and exterior wise. I know mechanical, they're a little wishy-washy. The Ford Fusion, which not really many people talk about, comes with, or can come with, a 300 horsepower motor. That's awesome out of your sedan. if we want to call a Civic Type R sedan, which it is, but it's a different breed. That comes with 300 plus horsepower, 306, and that's really cool. So hopefully Mustang getting pressure from Challenger, real pressure, not just like, oh, it's getting close to sales, actually being beaten, will help provide us with a better generation Mustang. Just like new C8 Corvette will hopefully help provide us with a new generation of supercar. And I'm saying supercar. Corvette, mid-engine Corvette C8 is a supercar, no denying it. And if maybe it doesn't have enough power for you, but it's a supercar. I mean, its numbers are astounding. So, I really am excited to see what next generation Mustang comes out, and maybe this will give you a bit of insight when thinking about vehicles and whatnot. Mustang's been out for a while. We're probably due for an update, just like every other car, every couple of years. Challenger's a weird one, but every few years we get an update, and we should be due for one soon, especially with getting. I don't remember exactly if it was the last generation Mustang, but last generation Mustang GT500 should have been its send-off vehicle. So hopefully this is this generation's send-off. Now, and also one thing that last generation GT500 didn't have to deal with was Camaro ZL1 and Hellcat and Hellcat Red Eye. It was just fantastic out the gate. It was crazy. Now, it has real competition, really real competition for the big boy numbers. And Dodge has been killing it in that realm. If Dodge makes the ACR, Challenger ACR, then it's gonna... If it's anything like the Viper ACR, it'll stomp Mustang GT500 out of the water. I really like the 500. I think it could have been better, but there's no denying that if they can put just a little bit of magic that was the Viper ACR into a Challenger ACR, Challenger will win. And that will be a good thing, because that'll give us a better Mustang. Because they're going to have to keep fighting for people's attention, people's dollars, things like that. So competition always breeds the best in each other. And with Challenger finally being on top, we should hopefully see that improvement into the next Mustang. We'll probably, hopefully, if we do get one, and not that electric SUV thing that was rumored to be like a Mustang SUV. Not talking about that. If we do get another Mustang, I bet it'll be a bit more aggressive, maybe a bit bulkier. I know that the thing is like cars are always getting slimmer and faster, but Challenger's done the opposite. I mean, it's over 4,000 pounds and has great numbers, and it's still doing well. Obviously doing well. It's doing the best. So, said so a lot. But hopefully that will bring towards a new generation of Mustangs that will be even better than this generation's. That's all I'm saying is, it's always, you got to think about every new car and stuff as a ripple effect for every other brand, right? Everyone's always trying to one-up each other. And a lot of times that can be most interesting. That's most interesting in the lowest level cars and the highest end cars. Well, highest end, kind of. But the lower end you go in vehicles, the more chances more people are going to buy them because they're cheaper, which means they have to be better than everyone else to get that person to give their hard-earned money to that company. So, that will be something to think about. I hope people may spark conversation with some topic like this, but I am excited for the next couple of years for muscle cars. If Camaro does go, that'll be sad because ZL1 and ZL1LE are really cool, but we'll probably talk about that in a different video. As always, well, we'll call this the end, so as always, like, comment, subscribe, and if you liked anything about the video, let us know. If you didn't like anything, let us know, and I will see you in the next video.